What up, everybody? The Crew podcast recently had Ahmad Ferguson, who plays Marshall on Power Book 4 Force, on the show. And in this interview, he did acknowledge his reduced role in Season 2. But with that said, he said he wasn't going to say too much about it, but he did say by the end of Season 2, you're going to see Marshall and D-Mac's relationship really evolve into that brotherhood like Tariq and Braden. In this interview, we also learned that both D-Mac and Marshall will survive Season 2 and make it to Season 3. We already knew from the Force timeline that D-Mac, JP, and Kate would all survive, but the interview also confirmed Marshall will survive as well. Ahmad said that him and the actor who plays D-Mac has been in the gym preparing to return Season 3 swole. The reduced role possibly came with new showrunner Gary Lennon, but I do expect the two to have a bigger role on Season 3. One of the reasons why D-Mac and Marshall might have had a reduced role so far this season is because the show added another kid, Leon, who was just killed off the show in Episode 8. This was needed for the evolution of Diamond's character going back to his old ways. And Episode 8 low-key hinted that D-Mac would return, as Kate returned from New York and was on the couch a mess, still upset about D-Mac. So JP felt bad and told her the truth, and immediately Kate wanted to see him. But JP told Kate she would need to get sober before he would let her see D-Mac. D-Mac is currently at Great Shores Youth Academy, location unknown, and we haven't seen or heard anything about D-Mac since he got there. So this youth academy remains a mystery of where it's at, who's running it, and how Tommy was able to make such quick arrangements to get D-Mac into this youth academy without needing any kind of parent or guardian bringing him in to sign any kind of paperwork or anything. D-Mac was dropped off at this youth academy by Big Smurf and Bones, and they are the only ones other than Tommy and JP who knew the whereabouts of D-Mac and for sure knew that he was still alive. Right now, Marshall or nobody else who was connected to D-Mac like Genesis, who he was supposed to go on a date with, even know where he is or what happened to him. As far as they know, he went ghost and he's MIA. Tommy sent D-Mac out of town after D-Mac killed the dirty cop Seamus. But it really wasn't because he killed Seamus, because there hasn't been any kind of fallout from that, but because Diamond threatened D-Mac. Diamond had told Tommy, I know D-Mac is your nephew, but if you don't do something about him, I'll take care of him myself. You can tell by the way Tommy reacted that this definitely bothered him, but since he's playing the long game, he wasn't in the position to make a move against Diamond. But from what I can tell, Diamond has had a problem with D-Mac from the jump, before he even knew that D-Mac was Tommy's nephew, going back to Season 1, Episode 2, when D-Mac and Marshall were first introduced. D-Mac and Marshall were in their normal spot, standing outside Diamond's barbershop when Jannard started telling Diamond about them. Jannard called D-Mac and Marshall stone cold killers, but Diamond replied, don't let them anywhere near me. But it was too late. Tommy came into the barbershop and ended up grabbing Elijah by the throat. When D-Mac and Marshall ran into the shop with guns drawn, it would only take orders from Jannard. They didn't care about anything Diamond had to say. The next encounter the two had with Diamond was when they came into the barbershop with the idea to expand CBI business to Gary, Indiana with Marshall's cousin, Buddy. But Diamond shut down the idea before the two could even say anything. But Jannard liked the idea and went behind Diamond's back and made the move anyway. At this point, D-Mac and Marshall got into a beef because Marshall cut D-Mac out the move to Gary and called it his play. But once Jannard got the introduction to Cousin Buddy, he did the same thing and cut Marshall out the deal. At this point, D-Mac and Marshall reconciled and made the move to Gary themselves to hook Buddy up with Dahlia, and the move ended up getting D-Mac shot. Now keep in mind that Diamond wanted no part of the move to Gary with D-Mac and Marshall. But as soon as CBI split in two, one of the first things Diamond did was reach out to Cousin Buddy and Gary to establish that distro. And season 2 started only 3 days from where season 1 left off. So Diamond made that move with no hesitation, like it had been on his mind for a minute. Now fast forwarding to season 2, to a conversation that Diamond had with Gennard. Diamond came talking to Gennard about not going to war over Chewie. And during this conversation, Diamond randomly brought up the fact that Gennard took a shot at Tommy but hit his nephew. Now keep in mind that Gennard already knew that D-Mac was Tommy's nephew, but Diamond didn't know that. And also Gennard's people wasn't shooting at Tommy, they were shooting at D-Mac because he made the move to Gary to cut them out with Cousin Buddy. But to me it seemed like Diamond was trying to put a target on D-Mac's back. I mean, why would he tell Tommy's enemy, who wanted him dead at all costs, who Tommy's nephew was? Then after D-Mac killed Seamus, Diamond used the first excuse he could come up with to get rid of D-Mac. The fact that D-Mac was talking to a cop outside the barbershop. Then when Tommy pretended like he killed D-Mac, Diamond showed absolutely no compassion that Tommy had just killed his nephew. In fact, he told Tommy that he started all this when he killed Chewie. Something that was not even connected to D-Mac killing Seamus in any type of way. Getting me to what will happen in the last 2 episodes that will involve D-Mac and Marshall's Brotherhood. Will Marshall save D-Mac from Diamond? Keep in mind that D-Mac has no idea that the real reason why Tommy sent him away is because Diamond threatened his life. So if he does come back to town on his own or with Kate, he would be in danger. So will Marshall end up killing Diamond to save D-Mac? I can definitely see this playing out. A lot of people don't think that Diamond will get killed because he is a main character. But keep in mind, they have already said that nobody is safe this season. This is because there is a new showrunner different from season 1, Gary Lennon. So because of that, he could cancel any character or storyline he didn't like. We've already seen him cancel the Dahlia storyline, and one of the main characters, Walter Flynn, has already been killed off. But if Marshall doesn't save D-Mac from Diamond, what will be the big event that happens in season 2 that will cause D-Mac and Marshall's Brotherhood to evolve like Brayden and Tariq? Keep in mind how Brayden saved Tariq at the end of season 3. And there you have it. Leave your thoughts, theories, and predictions in the comments.